So imagine this. It's 11 o'clock at night. You're laying down, getting ready for bed, and your left arm goes numb. You start to feel a sensation in your chest like your heart is getting ready to come out of it, and you're really dizzy. These are all the telltale signs that you've probably heard growing up that you have signs of a heart attack. I was thinking to myself, great, I'm 30 years old. It's getting ready to happen. I haven't lived my whole entire life the way that I wanted to. I, in a panic, woke Kristen up and I said, we've got to go to the emergency room. I'm 99% sure I'm having a heart attack right now. So we got in the car and quickly ran to the emergency room. The doctors did all the tests. They did an ultrasound of my heart. They checked my blood pressure and everything else. And come to find out, he said, you're perfectly fine. And I asked him, what is this? Like, what am I dealing with right now? And he said, more than likely it's a panic attack. And I said, is this just a one-time thing? And he said, unless you change something in your life, it's probably the new normal. And that's when I realized it couldn't be the new normal for me. Now, at the time, I was working 2 to 3 different jobs in one church setting, wearing different hats, having different responsibilities. And if you've ever been in that situation yourself, you probably understand that level of anxiety as well. Now, if we've never met before, my name is Matt, and I'm the Director of Modern Worship and Communications at Dalton First United Methodist Church in North Georgia. What does that position mean? Well, I handle all the music for our modern service. I handle all the production elements for our traditional and modern worship services, and I handle all of the communications needs for the whole entire church. Now, that's actually more than what I was handling back in my 30s, but I have a different outlook on life, and I want to share that with you today so that way you don't have to end up in that situation as well. Or maybe you have ended up in that situation and you're trying to find a way out. This is something that I wish I had when I was in that position. So hopefully the tips that I'm about to give you will be helpful enough for you to get you through that season and find some help on the other side. Now, there were a lot of different things that led up to that moment. So I'm not going to say it's one particular thing, but I would say probably one of the main things was the work culture that I was in. In the American church, we deal with a lot of the same issues just as the rest of the American culture around us. And we put excellence at a level that it should not be at, especially in the church setting. And when a church culture builds itself around excellence, what it's really saying is it wants perfection. It's demanding a perfect product from you. And that is the work culture that I experienced from my first church and I took along with me into the rest of my career. And it's what led me to this moment. And I can probably say that you are dealing with some of that excellence culture as well. So the 3 things that I want to walk you through in today's video are what excellence culture did to me, the reframe that I had to begin to believe in order to get out of that mindset, and the system I built to help guide me through that even to this day. And I actually took all those tips and frameworks and systems and put them into one toolkit that you can actually get right now. If you scan the QR code on your screen or go down into the description below, you can follow it and you'll have a completely free toolkit that we'll be using in this video. Through therapy and other means, I found that the bar that I was chasing was this invisible line called excellence that was embedded into me from one of my first ministry experiences. And it's at times very understandable if you're working in this world because you have a family to feed. You want to keep a roof over your head. So you want to perform at the best of your ability for your boss, just like you would in any work culture, in order to make sure you had that safety and security. The problem is the church was never asked to be like the rest of the world around it. Instead of creating a work culture of fear in order to survive, the church should be leading the way in grace. And many of the staff members that I've talked to that work in different church settings and ministries here all pretty much say the same thing. And that is the American church is not good at leading with grace, but instead it's very good at leading with excellence. Now, before we move forward, I probably should explain what I mean by excellence. If you've been around the channel for any time now, you will have heard this term from me, is that excellence pushes people away, but irresistible pulls them in. So what do I mean by that? Excellence culture is a standard of perfection. In the American church, we can't use the word perfect because we believe that there is only one perfect person. So through our egos and through wanting to create something that means something long-term, aka a church. In this context, we want to achieve something like perfection. So we have started using the word excellence in the way that we do things. Was that service excellent? Was that song excellent? Was that message excellent? Was that ministry outreach program excellent? And the problem with excellence is the bar is different for everybody. This staff member over here's version of excellence and this staff person's measure of excellence could be two completely different measures, and it's almost impossible to follow. But I want to propose something that I heard Andy Stanley say years ago, and that is we want to build irresistible environments. And I've ran with that idea in my life, in my ministry career, even further. An irresistible environment is somewhere that draws people in. Jesus was an irresistible person. People that were not like Jesus wanted to be around Jesus. And I believe the same could be said about our churches and our ministry areas. If you build an irresistible environment, it will create a space where people will want to bring their friends, bring their family members, to the point to where they won't even have to bring them anymore. They will want to be a part of it. So, moving forward, you're going to hear the term excellence being replaced with irresistible, because I believe the healthier alternative of the two is to create an irresistible environment, because Jesus was irresistible. Now, once I saw that standard of excellence being held over my head, I began to see it everywhere. And part of the reason was because if I was to hand that off to somebody else, another staff member, another church member, there is a high possibility that it would not get done to the level that I believe that it needed to get to, my version of excellence. And if it didn't go right, ultimately that would come back to me, and then my job would be in question again. But if I held on to it and didn't delegate it out, then it would get done the way that I believe it needed to get to. Delegation was not on the table, and the thing that I had to learn through this process was to trust the people that were around me, hand off the things that I believe could be handed off, and let them run with it. So that way I'm not having to spin 15, 20 different plates, a bunch of different projects, different worship services, different communications needs. I can hand some of those off so I can focus on the things that matter to my job. Not that those things don't matter, but there are levels of responsibility that could be handed off to different people. Now, I wouldn't have even seen the world where delegation was even possible if I wasn't in therapy in the first place. That is what helped me see that blind spot in my life where I was the one trying to handle every problem. But in reality, delegation would ultimately lessen that level of stress and anxiety. Now, sometimes through conversations, I will hear people say, Matt, I love the idea of delegating, but we're just not in a position where we can trust anybody with some of these responsibilities, or even a staff member, not just a volunteer. And that's where I say I was in that exact same situation as well. So the year was 2021 when I had that first panic attack. I worked really hard for a year to try to really clean up my life, say no to a lot of different things, say yes to the right things. But then in 2022, it was released, what we call ChatGPT. It was called ChatGPT 3 at the time. And I actually kind of kept it secret from my other staff members. I didn't want them to know that I was using AI because I thought that they would think I was cheating or something like that, which is just crazy to think about now because it's a tool. You can freaking use it for anything and you can get a lot of work done and be more effective with it. But at the time, it was very elementary. I took it and it was just drafting emails for me. It was keeping track of my calendar for me. It was even doing very rough versions of graphic drafts for me. Not the finalized product, but just helping me get the ball started. And you can imagine if that was the case in 2022, what you could use AI for now. Now, this video isn't a video about why you should use AI or what kind of tools you can use to make AI helpful in your workspace. But I will say that the tools are out there. Even if you don't have the people powers, there are resources and tools that you can use to better delegate your time and your energies to. Now, I'm carrying more today than I was that night in the car on the way to the emergency room. The difference is now I have a set of systems and processes and tools that allow me to delegate my time to people or programs so I can get back to doing what's actually important, and that's being with people. And it takes that excellence bar and throws it out the window. It helps me create irresistible environments that invite people in instead of pushing people away. Now, I took everything that I learned during that season of my life and put it into a free toolkit that you can use today to get started, even if you're in a world with no volunteer help. It's the Redeem Your Time Toolkit, and I mentioned it earlier in the video, but if you didn't grab it then, you can actually hit the QR code that's on the screen now, or go down into the description below, and it'll be one of the first links in that description. Click it, follow it. It's got a whole set of resources that you can use for free to get started today. Now, I love technology, and I'm a futurist, and I just love the idea of AI and the way that it integrates into our life. And the coolest thing is YouTube's actually been running on an AI for way longer than you can actually imagine. And right now, there's probably a button right here in the middle of the screen. It is actually a video that's recommended just for you. It's taken all the information it knows about you, and it's recommending the best video for you. So I bet if you click on it, you'll learn something brand new today and have a video that is directed right towards you.